Hey, it's Joseph, and today I'm doing a three-way comparison of the shotgun mic that I use for all of my videos, that is a Sennheiser MKE 600, against the DJI Mic 2 that's using its built-in mic, against another DJI Mic 2, which is in my hand, that's actually using the Rode Lavalier II mic. Let's see how they do. Let's see which one comes out on top. Okay, so the first thing I want to tell you is I've got all three mics running at the same time. What you're hearing right now, again, is the shotgun mic, the MKE 600, but I have a stack of filters going on that. So what I'm going to do is compare each mic with no filters. I might normalize the volume just so it's a little easier to hear this without turning your volume up or down. That's always annoying. But besides normalizing the volume, I'm not going to apply any filters, no noise reduction, no de-reverb, no mouth declick, none of the stuff that I normally run on my filter stack. And the second thing is I've got all three recording at the same time, and I'm going to say the same words and play those same words back from each of the three microphones. So that way my volume level is the same, my tone is the same. It's pretty much impossible to do a clear objective test without it being the same thing being recorded at the same time. So every mic is running at the same time. I'm recording in 32-bit float on the DJI Mic 2s, the one that's running off the Rode Lavalier, as well as the one that's using the internal mic. And then again, I've got my shotgun mic here, which is just an MKE 600 plugged into an Audient ID14. That's the audio interface that's connected to my computer. So without further ado, let's do it. This is a comparison of the Sennheiser MKE 600 with the Rode Lavalier II plugged into a DJI Mic 2, as well as a DJI Mic 2 using its own built-in microphone. This is a comparison of the Sennheiser MKE 600 with the Rode Lavalier II plugged into a DJI Mic 2, as well as a DJI Mic 2 using its own built-in microphone. This is a comparison of the Sennheiser MKE 600 with the Rode Lavalier II plugged into a DJI Mic 2, as well as a DJI Mic 2 using its own built-in microphone. Now, the one test I don't want to do, and I'm not going to do it, is hand-holding the DJI Mic 2. These mics operate at a lower SPL or sound pressure level. They're not meant to have as much air moving their diaphragm or as much vibration or resonance moving their diaphragm. They're not meant to be held in front of your mouth. They're meant to be down here. They're lavalier mics. If you need to record something loud, something with a high sound pressure level, direct audio, you want to be using something like a shotgun. And this shotgun mic is absolutely phenomenal. The MKE 600 is very hard to tell apart from the MKH 416, which I think is the mic that you'll see a lot of professionals using on set. This is 1/3 the price, and again, they're really hard to distinguish from one another. The DJI Mic 2, I honestly don't have a lot of experience with it. I got them recently, and I haven't used them much. I was excited about the 32-bit float recording, but 32-bit float recording is only good if the signal that's coming in to be captured in 32-bit is clean. So again, we have that lower sound pressure level with these microphones. So if you are holding it in front of your mouth and you're recording an excessively high sound pressure that exceeds what the diaphragm is capable of, you're going to get distorted audio. Then that distorted audio is going to be recorded perfectly in 32-bit float. So there's no point in 32-bit float if the signal is getting distorted before it's being encoded into a file. So I'm naturally skeptical of these as a microphone that you hold in front of your face. And I see a lot of people using these mics and they're not going anywhere. They're not moving around. And there's really no point in using a lavalier mic when you're not moving around. Use a shotgun mic. So why do people use these lavalier mics so very much? I guess they're convenient. They are convenient. They come with a receiver. The receiver can hook up to an iPhone. It can hook up to USB-C or Lightning, so even an older iPhone. It can hook directly up to your camera. If you have a Sony camera, there's a hot shoe adapter. It can talk directly through that Sony smart hot shoe adapter without any wires, or you can run a wire from the receiver directly into a line in or a microphone in on a camera or another device. So they're very flexible, very versatile, very convenient, and they have internal recording. So like right now, the recording that you're hearing is not using the receiver at all. I'm recording directly to the built-in memory in 32-bit float on each of these little units. So super convenient, and I can record internally as a backup while I'm recording with the transmitter, or the receiver rather, hooked up to a camera or hooked up to something else that's capturing sound. So you get that redundancy, and that is really nice. However, if I'm not moving around and I want to be able to capture a broad range of sound at an extremely high quality without running into sound pressure level issues and distortion, you can't really beat the shotgun mic. The shotgun mic is hyper-directional. You want to point it down at the chest. Your whole body sort of acts as this sound deadening material that kind of kills some of the echoes in the room. But it's not as close proximity necessarily, although it is right here. It's just out of frame. And with that, I am getting a reasonable proximity effect. The sound is nice and warm. And the sound level from this mic, really the sound level from any one of these mics, being that they're all so close to me, is going to be receiving a much higher level of volume from the direct audio than it is from any reflected audio that's bouncing off the walls or the ceiling. And in this room, I've got some curtains, I've got some foam, I've got some blankets hanging. Blankets are great. Blankets are absolutely phenomenal. Go to Walmart, buy a bunch of cheap blankets and hang them in your room. That'll make a bigger difference than most of the microphones that you'll compare in that same space. So hopefully you get something out of this video. Tell me which mic you think sounds the best. Tell me about your experience with these DJI Mic 2s in the comments. And for God's sake, stop using them handheld. I'll see you in the next one.